Good morning, Bible Chronicle fanners. Y'all got stuck behind the bus. That's okay. Now we're moving. Good morning. So today I wanted to come up on here and just express, how I feel and extend an invitation to a fight club. I'm extending an invitation to a fight club. If you want more information on it, DM me. But I'm really getting sick and tired of the enemy pouncing on God's people. I'm really getting sick of it. And a lot of times when I speak on this topic, there are certain people in my life that maybe it agitates them, maybe it don't, maybe they just show agitation. I don't know. But they think, well, I'm very passionate when it comes to this topic. Sometimes passion mirrors aggression. Call it what you want to call it. But when I'm in a fight, I don't have time to play games with the enemy. When I'm in a fight, I don't have time to sit there and play patty cake or knit a sweater. I'm grabbing my arsenal and I'm going in, because the enemy is not playing with me. He's not playing with your loved ones. He's not playing with us. He doesn't come here to make friends. He comes here to steal, kill, and destroy. And if you don't know how to fight, then guess what? Bad. Okay? That's all I'm saying. If you don't know how to fight, then you're going to get knocked down and you're going to get the wind knocked out of you. And what happens when you get the wind knocked out of you, you start to become delusional and forget who you are and forget who your Father is and forget the power that you have and the anointing and the authority that you have been given over this earth. That's what happens when you get the wind knocked out of you, right? I want to help us, myself, those who are struggling, to remember who you are and who you belong to. Y'all remember the story of David and Goliath? David came, the giant was talking all of this smack, had everybody trembling. Everybody was afraid. David came to bring somebody lunch. He didn't even come for the fight. He just was watching. He said, who this? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that got y'all shook? Got the army shook. Who is this? Y'all soldiers are shook. This is what David said. David is a little shepherd. He came to bring lunch to his brothers. He was like, yo, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? Why y'all letting him talk about our God like that? Why y'all sitting here contemplating, all afraid and stuff? Because they was afraid of him. He was a giant. They were afraid of him, right? But fear is saying, okay, did you forget who God was? How are you afraid of somebody that you know that we have the power to defeat? How's that? What's up with that? So, what did David do? Story time. What did David do? Somebody told King Saul, they was like, yo, David from the field, he out here talking crap like he want to fight the Philistine. And because nobody else wanted to fight, they was like, casualties of war, tell them to come see me. So the king was like, listen, David, you want to fight? You want to fight? Put this armor on. Put all of this stuff on, right? So that you could go out there and fight like a real soldier. David put the stuff on. He was like, this don't fit me. This don't fit. He was uncomfortable wearing somebody else's armor. Hear me good. David was a shepherd. David tended to sheep. David killed bears and lions to protect the sheep, right? David said, I don't take this off. Give me my slingshot and let me go find some rocks. David found 5 smooth rocks, right? And all it took was one rock, right? That took that giant down. And when David shot that rock at him and then went over to him and then took his own sword and chopped that giant's head off with his own sword. What? The moral of the story is so obvious, right? Who is the uncircumcised Philistine in your life? Who is the giant in your life that got you trembling in your own armor? Who? Or do you not know what your weapons are? David's was a slingshot. So he didn't wear the armor like everybody else, right? So I understand that how somebody else fight might not be how I fight. I fight with my tears. I fight in prayer. I fight in my will. I fight. I'm a fighter. Always been a fighter. Always been a fighter, right? Am I a perfect person? No. But my will to fight is very important, because here's the thing. Some people will say, oh, well, that don't work for everybody because, but here's the question that I would like to ask, right? It doesn't work if you don't want it to work. And there are people who highly disagree with me. That's not true, Tamika, because people want it. People want it. If you are not obedient and you got your secret sins, whatever it is, then you don't 100% want it. And nobody is not going to change my mind on that. I'm saying mental health is mental health. I have my beliefs. Everybody have their own. I'm not saying anything negative about that at all. I'm not even touching that topic. What I'm saying is, if you got a secret sin, I know there have been times in my life, as passionate as I am, there have been times in my life that I wanted to engage in the disobedience of whatever the thing was that I was doing. I wanted to do it. I was a willing participant. Regardless of what you say to the world, regardless of what you say, whatever, yes, I forgive you, but in your heart, you don't forgive. Your words don't match your heart. That's real. We are great pretenders out here. There is plenty of people who pretend so well. You can win an Oscar. You could win an Oscar, right? But not everybody's going to say that on the outside. So you think about that for yourself, individually, independently. Think about that for yourself. What is the thing that I'm doing that I probably shouldn't be doing, that I'm not telling nobody that I'm doing, thinking, or feeling, that's causing me to not want to stand in my birthright as a kingdom heir or heiress? What is the thing that's holding you back? You only know it 99.99999% of the time. It's something it's a sin somewhere. Unforgiveness, hatred, bitterness, lust, addiction. It's something. There is something underlying. There is something there. I'm just saying, y'all, we need to get real with ourselves so that we can prepare and armor up, because this enemy is not playing with us. He's not playing nice. He's not playing nice at all. And I just don't feel that as the body of Christ that we have the power and dominion that the Lord has given us, right? And we out here folding. We out here depressed. We out here saying that we're children of God. But why we look like that then? Why we look so defeated? Why are we like that? Why? People don't understand me sometimes, and that's okay. I used to apologize for how passionate I can be, but I'm not apologizing no more, because at this point, I feel like we need to stand up. We need to get up. We need to fight back. We need to fight back. We need to fight back. How? That's up to you. You're going to fight back in your surrender. You're going to fight back in your prayer. You're going to fight with your tears. All of it is going to come from your will. Like your will. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want your healing? How bad do you want it? And the thing is, everybody thinks, oh, well, if I pray and I want it real bad, it's just going to happen so easy. Wrong again. And that's the thing, like, nobody wants to do the work. You can't sit here and say, I want to build this house, but I don't want to lay bricks. What? Help me understand that. You want to think it in your mind, but you don't want to lay the foundation. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to get your hands dirty. You don't want to sweat. You don't want to lose sleep. You don't want to put no energy or effort into anything. And then there's the chastising that the Father does. Conviction, correction that people don't like. Oh my God. Let the Lord spank you or try to correct you one time. You're falling apart. You're falling apart. Get in line, stand in obedience, recognize who you are, and please, like, I love y'all. Like, I love y'all. This is what I'm saying. Like, I love y'all. This is a real fight. Like, imagine growing up in the hood and you got a bunch of people that's coming to jump you, and you looking for your goons. Like, y'all was talking all of this smack. Y'all was talking all this smack. Now everybody here to jump me, and you look around, ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody there. Like, yo, what happened? Why y'all run? Why are you so afraid? Come and stand in the fight. When you know who you are, you don't got to be all rah-rah either. You don't got to be all that. You could be quiet because you know your power. You know the authority that you carry, right? I don't walk around here being aggressive, and I don't do that. But I know I could lay hands on somebody. I don't do that no more either. But I'm just saying, I don't have to tell nobody. I don't have to walk around and bark real loud. I could move in silence. I could be a sniper. I could be come close enough to me, like, come here, let me put you in your place up close and personal. I could do that. I'm bold in who I am, but it's not in who I am. I'm bold in who God is in me. And I have my moments where I got rocked left and right, and I had to crawl to my Father on my knees crying, and got my healing and got my comfort and got reminded of who I am. And then he pat me and say, go on back in the fight, Meek. Go on back in there. And I'm not afraid to get back up and get back in it, because I know who my Father is. I know who my big brother is. I know who I'm governed by, right? The enemy can come real sneaky in a relationship, right? It don't always come like, I'm going to grab you and snatch you up. He come beautiful, very well packaged, right? You think like, oh my goodness, this must be it for me. Y'all be careful. Y'all turn your discernment up. Turn your discernment up. Turn your wisdom on, right? And just pay attention. Pay attention to how the enemy is coming to steal, to kill, and destroy. And y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if y'all ready to fight. Prayer. Like, do this with your shoulders if you have to. Whatever it is that will pump you up to get you up out of the chokehold that the enemy got you in. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. God is alive and real. He is. He is. He is. He is. And I have faith in every last one of y'all watching this. If it's not for you, again, just let it fly by. But if this is for you and you've stayed all the way to here, get up. Get up. Okay? I love y'all. Y'all let me know, because I could do some Fight Club videos. Let me know. Bye.